everyone. This is my second video this morning. I guess I'm on a roll. I don't know. And whether or not they go anywhere, it doesn't matter. Just so a few of you at least see what I'm talking about. My my videos are going to be changing up a little bit, although they're staying focused on uh, living in a more simple lifestyle, whether that be a camper, whether that be a big house divided into many little apartments for people. I don't know. Uh, it's about having life and having it more abundantly. You can't have life and more abundantly if you're living on the streets. You can't have life and more abundantly if you don't have enough food. You can't have life and have it more abundantly if you're ill. So, in today's society, and in my earlier videos, I did a short too, that the rulers are of this world, of this planet, of this whatever you want to call it. They call it a globe. Globe like a you've seen the globe that's on a pedestal that's turning around. That's called a globe, believe it or not. And snow globes are called globes with the dome over it, over the everything that's in there. You've got the ant farm that the ants are kept encased in that, and I don't know how they run an ant farm in those little things and how they feed them or anything like that. But here we are in society, and each country has their own different kinds of society, but it still all boils down, comes around to one big um, we're being ruled, we're being controlled, and with the um, what's the word I want to use? With the false idea that we're free. We are free in a sense that, and society tries to tell you, well, either comply or do without. And that's what happens with a lot of people that get homeless. They don't comply because they'd rather do without. I mean, no. They do without because they're not going to comply to those rules to have a home. But I say there's another way. And just because it sounds like you're not saying, you're not doing, you're not standing up and fighting against that. They say that if you're not speaking up, you're complying. I don't believe that. And my stance on this is, okay, we're being pushed to either comply or do without, but there's a lot of gray in between that. And that's what one of the things that we've been taught. It's either black or white, one of the two. Nobody looks at the gray in between. Well, the gray in between is different stages of being able to adapt. We don't have to comply. Now, there are different rules and regulations, not unalive people and stuff like that, and follow the laws of the land. That's all conceivable. But there's other things like that you gotta live this way. You gotta rent, and you got to either rent and buy home, and you got to do it this way and that way. You got to dress this way. You got to clean yourself this way. You got to um, buy this way. Whatever. You're nobody if you don't jump into the capitalism game of life. But I say, people that don't want to comply are being pushed to do without. Well, I argue that we don't have to do without. First of all, we have a creator, a loving creator that loves us, that lives within us. We don't have to look outside to anybody or anything out here in order to find out how to live a good life lovingly and peaceably. So if we want to live in this life without any stress or fights and arguments and destruction, and still have a comfortable life within reason, then we have to adapt. That gray in between complying and doing without. So each one of us, for our own individual lives, need to keep love in our hearts and exude love, because the scriptures do tell us, give and it shall be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So if you're giving love and you're willing to adapt to a simpler life through all of this chaos and greed that's going on out there in the world, then you can keep, it's like you put a wall up against all of that out there. It's like you put a protective coating around your world, around your reality. So with your intentions of exhuming love throughout your reality, throughout your life, and learning to adapt to whatever it is that your reality needs to live a good, productive life and loving life and healing life and joyful life, that instead of complying or doing without, let's adapt. And humans are very good at adapting if you allow yourself to adapt. And each one of your cases, each one of your lives depends between doing without and complying. In between there's a lot of gray area in there that your life will fit, that you can adapt with. For instance, okay, you own your own house and it's got, 10 rooms in it, kitchen, living room, 4 or 5 bedrooms. Well, that in itself is where, if you have friends that are a little less more fortunate than you, and they're real good friends, and you can help and you can give, and it'll be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You can take each one of them rooms with what you've got and turn it at each one of them rooms that you're not using into little apartment type homes for your friends and your family. And that's adapting. That's adapting so you and your loved ones don't have to comply, don't have to do without. there's ways of blocking, as a lack of a better word to say, blocking all that evil and all that changing that evil is causing in the world, in society, in civilization, without going up against authorities and all the ones that are out there that are trying to take the evil out of our country. And I know that everybody has their ideas of what love is and what, but real love is giving, real love is not hurting, and real love is following the laws of the land. And if you sit down and think long enough about what's going on out there and look around, that there are people that are trying to move the evil and bad, the things that are trying to destroy our lives, trying to push that out and fighting against it. Why would you want to fight against the evil being pushed out? That's hard for me to understand. So if you really truly are for love and peace and harmony, then you'll adapt to another way rather than going out there and trying to stop what you think is the wrong thing. That when they're trying to put out the evil people and try to sort all that out, just sit at home, adapt your life around how you want to live your life, and what's good for you and your family, and put out love. And that putting out that love will help force out the evil and the destruction that is trying to overtake human lives. So pick somewhere in between complying and doing without, and adapt your life to all that. There's a lot of gray area in there. It's not just black or white. It's not just this or that. There's a lot of space in between there that you can live your life happily and joyfully and peaceably, and help your family live and survive a good life. So remember, there's a lot of gray between complying and doing without. Remember, a merry heart doeth good like medicine, but a broken spirit will dry up your bones, and that's where the evil will start coming in. And as a man believes in his heart, if you believe you're poor, if you believe that you can't do anything, if you believe you can't live a joyful life, then you won't. You won't try to adjust so you don't have to comply or do without. And if you believe you can, if you believe you can't, you're right either way, folks. So I love you all. Hugs and kisses. You have a great day. And learn how to adapt your life, because the world is changing. We're going into a new era. The world is resetting. And I believe that the Creator, working through us, working through humanity, is pushing the evil out. You have a great day. I love y'all.